Kevin Podeska, and I'm the Literacy Division Chair here at York. This is part one of a four-part video series about our English Department Assessment Guidelines. The question we will address in this video is, what are the key ideas I need to know about assessment in my English class, and why do they matter? So let's get started. Throughout the school year, there are two big ideas that we want you to keep in mind. One, your grades are communication about your learning. And two, all learning is a cycle. So let's start with the first one. We begin from the principle that your grades are communication about your learning. The important thing to remember is what grades are actually for. The purpose of grades is to communicate your current level of learning toward a target. It's also very important to remember what grades are not for. Grades are never given as compensation for having completed tasks. What this key idea means is that the grades your teachers give you will always be designed to communicate your level of learning toward learning targets at that point in time. Your teacher will never give you grades just because you completed a task. So that means you won't be receiving quote unquote completion points for the work you complete. Instead, your grades will always be communication about your current level of learning. The second big idea we want you to keep in mind is that learning is a cycle. What that means is that every single classroom experience that your teachers craft for you is designed to engage you in a step of that cycle or a learning loop. There are three basic phases to this learning loop. They include learning, trying, and owning. The goal of the learning phase is to help you build an understanding of why a targeted skill or concept matters in your learning and to acquire essential knowledge before utilizing your new knowledge in different ways. The goal of the trying phase is to give you opportunities to grow through multiple cycles of low stakes formative practice and feedback. These practice opportunities will come in the form of in-class activities and sometimes homework tasks. With each practice opportunity, you will receive feedback from multiple sources, such as your teacher and your peers. The goal of the owning phase is to give you opportunities to reflect on your learning, so you can discover new ways to grow. Your teacher will give you reflection opportunities in many forms, such as daily exit tickets, growth tracking, check-ins, and or end-of-unit reflections. Eventually, after at least one cycle of practice, feedback, and reflection, your teacher may summatively assess your skills through larger tasks such as writing, discussions, and projects. You may ask yourself, where do these ideas even come from? And that's a great question. These ideas are informed by a synthesis of research and education. But the most concise framing comes from Rick Wormelli's Fair Isn't Always Equal and Jan Chappuis's 7 Strategies of Assessment for Learning. We encourage you to check them out for yourself using the information provided here on the screen. Our goal is to give you the tools you need to be reflective, assessment literate students so you are empowered to become self-directed, lifelong learners long after you move on from York. So let's review. In this video, we explored the question, what are the key ideas I need to know about assessment in my English class, and why do they matter? In exploring that question, we walked through two big ideas. One, that your grades are communication about your learning, and two, that learning is a cycle. In the next video, we'll explore a new question. How will grading work in my English class?